very good afternoon. Thank you for taking time out and joining us for this live. We are doing our best to help you reach out to different professionals from home, and also to get to know about different sciences that you can put to use in your daily life. Uh, I am Rabdisha, for the ones who've signed in for the first time. I'm a counseling psychologist at Mindroot. It's a mental health clinic in South Bombay. We are a team of different specialists and we cater to all mental health issues. For the ones who want to know more about us, our brochure is available on Instagram and Facebook. You can also see our videos and other details on all other social media platforms. There is YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp. All the social media platforms are covered. It is very important for you to have a mental health expert, a part of your house, a part of your family, as much as you have a family doctor who you can reach out to for any physical needs. If there's a bruise, you don't want to wait, you want to go to a doctor and make sure that it's taken care of just that same manner you can put to use in your daily life for any stresses that you have. It's really, really important that you stay mentally calm. And today we have with us the Rushali Nair. You all can see her. She is extremely experienced. She's been a part of the field of Ayurveda for the last 15 plus years. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming in with us.
Most welcome, Navdeep. Most welcome, and thank you so much for inviting me here on this platform.
It's a pleasure. For everyone who wants to get in touch with her, the clinic's name is Veda. She's at Santa Cruz West. Is that right? Santa Cruz West, right?
Santa Cruz West, near Milan Subway. Yes.
Near Milan Subway. So that's a landmark for all of you. You can reach out even after this live session to Dr. Nair for her expertise in Ayurveda, to me for any mental health issues. Feel free to reach out to us. We are working from home. And from the clinic for Dr. Nair, she has started practicing again. So, whoever needs help, please go ahead, make use of all of us out there, make sure you're safe and you can find. Dr. Nair, a little about yourself and why the name Vedang. It's so interesting that, these words are something I've never heard of. So I'm sure, as much as I'm curious, so is the the team watching us right now. If you can tell us a little about it.
Okay, fine. So Vedang literally means a part of Veda, which is also the name of Ayurveda, because Ayurveda comes from Vedas. It is a part of Atharva Veda. Historians have endorsed that. Vedang is similar name to Ayurveda. Veda Ang. Veda means Vedas, our four Vedas, our Indian classical text, and Anga means part. So Vedang means part of Veda. Veda also means knowledge, science. So a part of science, a part of knowledge that I'm imparting through my clinic to all my patients. That is what is known as vedangclinic. And about me, I'm a qualified Ayurvedic doctor. I've done my BMS from Podar Medical School. I've done my master's in Kai Chikitsa, that is internal medicine, in 2002 from Mittal College. And I'm also trained Nadi Vaidya. I'm trained in specialized in Ravan Nadi Pariksha, which is not taught in any institute, which I have learned from Guru Shishya Parampara, where you literally sit next to your Guru and learn. And I'm attached to various institutes, the Yoga Institute. I'm on the panel of doctors conducting lectures, seminar. I have also done some international seminar in France and Dubai. I'm also the first lady Vaidya in the history of Swaminarayan Temple to be invited to give my services to sadhus. Just a small social work along with my practice also.
Right, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So good to know these things, because I'm sure not many people have heard or are even known to what Guru Shishya Parampara is. It's only heard and known of through various mediums of, let's say, scriptures like Mahabharata and Ramayana, where we heard of it, don't know anybody, especially me. I don't know anybody who learned it in
Yes.
person. So
It
they
is. It
have,
is very much existing. Actually, if you go to states in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and of course in Himalayas, these traditions are still existing, and still people are learning through Guru Shishya Parampara. So, because this science is very subtle and very secretive, it is not taught to anybody and everybody.
right, right. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. Also, because we're talking about Ayurveda, to understand a little more about what the science is all about, and the most popular word that we usually attach Ayurveda with is Panchkarma. So, if you can, give a little um, idea about what these two words mean and the correlation to what they have.
Okay. So basically, Ayurveda is our own Indian medical science, which is existing since 5,000 years ago. So if you see the literal meaning of Ayurveda is Ayur and Veda. So Ayur means life, and Veda, as I have mentioned before, knowledge. So Ayurveda literally means the science of life. Okay, now the uniqueness about this is it's a complete medical science which starts with guidance on how to live a healthy and happy life. Usually, when you say medical science, you always think about medicines. Like you go to a doctor, he will look at your face and start prescribing medicine. Well, Ayurveda is not only about that. Ayurveda has basically two aspects. One is preventive aspect and one is a curative aspect. So this is only medical science which talks about prevention. And it's not that you go to Ayurvedic doctor and he'll start prescribing medicine. Ayurveda has its unique, its very own developed system of healing. Now, Panchakarma happens to be one of the part of healing methods in Ayurveda, which Ayurveda has adopted, whereas Ayurveda has various healing methods. Medicine happens to be one of the methods, then Panchakarma comes in picture, mantra comes in picture, then gem therapy also part of Ayurveda. Then, of course, some rituals like home, havans, they also come in the healing methods of Ayurveda. So basically, Ayurveda works on the theory of cause and effect. Everybody knows if wherever there is a cause, there is effect, or wherever you see any effect, as we see any symptom, there has to be some cause behind it. Okay, so once what it says that once the cause is taken away, the effect will start diminishing. That is why we give a lot of importance to diet and lifestyle changes when we are putting our patients on any healing method for that matter. So
Right.
it clearly says like if you're doing what you if you keep on doing what you are doing, you will keep getting the same results. That is a law of nature. So Ayurveda strongly believes that if you follow certain diet lifestyle, naturally your body will start healing on its own. Number two, even for medicines to go in the system or for any therapy to work for you, your body and mind needs to be in certain environment for that medicine to go inside and work. It is very, very important. So first, it's all about creating a correct environment in your body and in your mind.
Right, right, absolutely. I think with that, I can kind of relate to a plant. When you sow a plant, you may put it according to you in the right environment. Sometimes there are plants that need direct sunlight. Sometimes they don't need a direct sunlight. They can be indoors, but if you put it out in
Exactly.
the, it's not going to grow and function. So I think it's
Yes.
absolutely correct when you say that for the medicines to work, it's important for the right environment.
Yes. So
Doctor,
coming to, I'm sorry, I was coming to your second question about Panchakarma. You were
yes,
also asking about
yeah,
Panchakarma. So Panchakarma also it's a method of detoxification. If you again see the literal meaning of Panchakarma, Pancha means five and Karma means action. So Panchakarma means five acts of detoxification. So probably Ayurveda is only medical science again which has thought about cleansing. It is also known in medical fraternity or in Ayurvedic terms, it is also known as Shodhana Chikitsa. So Shodhana means cleansing and Chikitsa means treatment. So Ayurveda has also spoken about Shodhan Chikitsa. Now, as you rightly said, that whenever you think about Ayurveda, you think about Panchakarma. But unfortunately, it is actually a very, very confusing statement. And it is also curious subject for everyone. Okay, so usually people say they have door-to-door masseurs coming and doing massages for them. And when I ask them, oh, we have done panchakarma. So what you have done? Some masseur comes and he does something to us we do not know. So actually, it's very disheartening for me,
Absolutely.
where people are relating panchakarma to only these feel good factors and those spa therapies. Panchakarma is not all about that.
Right.
Now, coming to Ayurveda and Panchakarma, why Ayurveda has thought about cleansing in such a scientific manner? Even if in 2020 Ayurveda was written 5,000 years before, but even in 2020, if you see, we have a lot of day-to-day stress. Uh, Even if you step out of the house, you are juggling whether you'll get Uber or not, whether your driver will come or not, whether your maid is coming or not. Then plus we have late nights, we have wrong foods, we have socializing, so much of stress. So these stress actually, and these kind of wrong diet and wrong lifestyle, they accumulate toxins all over the body. One fine day, once or twice in a year, your mind tells you that you need to detox your system, whether you can do it or not, but somewhere that I need that refreshing detox therapy.
Absolutely.
That's where the panchakarma comes in the picture. So panchakarma becomes the only option in today's world. Even in 2020 it has proven right. So it's all about detox therapy. Plus we are also seeing that people are falling sick for silly reasons. Our immunity is going low. Once your body is cleansed, then body heals on its own. That is a reason behind introducing these cleansing therapy in Ayurveda.
Right, right, right. Absolutely. So, this gives us a introduction to what Ayurveda is all about.
Yes.
Highlighting the topic for today that we have, that a combination of mental health therapy with Ayurveda together can help release toxins from the body. This is keeping in mind, of course, that there are individuals who are seeking mental health therapy from professionals like me and my psychologist, psychiatrist, where they are already undergoing talk therapy. So, how can Ayurveda take simultaneous treatment help there?
Right. Fine. See, when we are talking about detox, we are not only detoxifying the body, we are also detoxifying mind. Now, how? See, when you are eating food, when you are digesting, you're not only digesting food, you're also digesting your emotions and thoughts. So
Absolutely.
these emotions or thoughts are actually creating impact on various organs. For example, you must have noticed in your practice that a patient who have anger issue, they also have tendency of hyperacidity.
Right.
Patients who are sad, they have lost their appetite and they always complain that humko bhook nahi lagti, we don't feel hungry. So it is always mind over matter, where mind is all the time controlling matter. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, yes. So sometime what happens that when you want to counsel patient in your profession, especially, patients are not ready for counseling because they are so bogged down with their emotions and they are so tensed, or maybe their anxiety levels are so high that they don't listen properly, or even if they are listening only technically, they are not following everything. Or
Right.
sometimes they say that we simply do not want counseling because their mind is not in state of calmness. They are simply not ready to listen. So there are certain
Yes. Yes.
therapies in Panchakarma. Yes, there are certain therapies in Panchakarma which comes in picture. So usually, what is done is a few sessions of Panchakarma is done, and when patient maintains comes to that state of calmness and ready to listen to that state, then you can start your counseling. Say for example, there is a therapy called Shiropichu in Ayurveda. So where we keep the cotton pad soaked in medicated oil on certain marma point in head,
Okay.
say for 20 to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That completes. mostly calm down. That session is done for 7 to 8 days.
Okay.
Along with that, there's one powerful Panchakarma therapy called Nasyam, where we're introducing a few drops of medicated oil through nose. That
Right.
oil is supposed to hit the central nervous system and calm down the nerves completely.
Right.
So it is visibly seen in my clinical practice. I have seen a lot of miracles in my 15 years medical practice. Patient automatically comes in calmer state. They start sleeping well. Their anger comes down. Their anxiety comes down. Their metabolic fire improves a lot. So these panchakarma actually can be combined with counseling sessions.
Absolutely, absolutely, doctor. Um, Thank you, guys. Whoever's joining in now, we are live on Facebook and Instagram both. We have with us Dr. Nair for you to know more about Ayurveda. Doctor, there is something that is now changing in terms of the new generation where everybody is living out of plastic packets. The atta is plastic, the rice is in plastic, everything is in plastic. Obviously, we are not eating organic, clean food. And, for working professionals, everybody at home is working, they'll go to a supermarket, get a ready, already chopped, cut vegetable basket or a tray and just put in a few masalas or sometimes even ready to eat packet.
I
You
know.
know,
I know.
hot water and that's your meal. Uh,
Yes.
Not just them, but even in general, like you said, hyperacidity, gas, bloating. This has become one of the most common signs that people complain of. It's very casual, and to pop in an anti um, what is it called? Anti-acid medicine, like
Antacids. Antacids, yeah. Because they
digestion.
are available over the counter and people just go and you can pop it up like chana kurmura. So
And I don't think anybody is really thinking that it can have a side effect. They're not
exactly.
really processing that it's temporary relief at the moment, but what will happen later. What would you suggest to people like this?
Okay, so first of all, as I have mentioned, it is cause and effect. See, all these things where you want to have these days, it's a word of quick thing where you want to grab everything quickly. This is also some sort of anxiety. If you see in Western countries, like I have a lot of patients coming from Western countries, from France and America. In fact, they are turning more towards Ayurveda and they are going more towards organic foods. And if you see, those women are equally working and they are equally dedicated to their profession. But what I have understood so far through my practice is, first of all, time management is important. If you have good sense of time, if you understand the sense of time, you understand everything, and everything can be easily manageable. Of course, it's not practical for us to go and grow vegetables fresh in the farm and have that, but yes, uh, what what you have been eating throughout your life, the food that you have grown up eating with, will never give you problem. What we do, we end up listening to a lot of stories and lot of those quick fixes, and then we end up going against our biorhythm. That's the biggest mistake we make. Like, you must have noticed, have you ever seen any Punjabi complaining of having acidity with chole bhature? No. You will never see a South Indian complaining having problem after doshas and idlis.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
because that's a food that they have grown up with. So
right,
first of all,
right.
of course, I will again emphasize, stick to home cooked food. Number two, don't eat leftover foods. Like many people, they do do din ka khana bana ke, they refrigerate and they eat it. Please, yeah, please don't do that. Eat fresh, eat
A
local,
vast
and yeah, eat fresh, eat local, and eat the fruit that you are again growing. You have grown up eating with. So these acidity will not happen. Number two, again, why acidity is coming? See, in lockdown, you must have noticed, like, people are have reduced their physical activity. People, you are all the time sitting and thinking and working from office. So it is important. Again, cause and effect. if you sit at one place, if you sit immediately after having food, if you have your dinner and immediately going to sleep, you are bound to have acidity. If you have your dinner late at night, now everybody is at home, why can't you have your food at 8 o'clock? Why can't you have your food during sunset time? You can definitely have, you can definitely take break. So the idea is follow lifestyle and follow diet.
Right. And
Extremely important.
doctor, there's somebody in the viewer who's asking, what can we do to boost our immunity with the help of Ayurveda?
Sorry, I
Samir, there is a viewer called Samir who's asking us what can we do to boost our immunity in terms of the Ayurvedic lifestyle.
okay. See, first of all, I would like to tell everybody that immunity is not something that you can develop within one day, or say you follow something for 15 days and then you have your immunity. Immunity takes long time. It's a systematic way of how you live, how you think, how you emote. Again, I'm telling you, because again, thoughts and emotions, they have, as I have mentioned earlier, have very big impact on our physiological functions. So eating at right times, right intervals, walking immediately after food, you eat simple food. You don't need any magic potions to develop your immunity. You eat your simple, it can be dal, rice, khichdi, it can be vegetables, it can be your buttermilk, it can be introducing your fruits, it can be very simple food. What people think that there are some magic things, of course there are herbs in Ayurveda which are which are proven immunomodulators, like guduchi is there, then tulsi is there, amla is there. These are definitely there. But why I'm not insisting that if you want to take help of these herbs, you better consult an Ayurvedic expert, you better consult the Ayurvedic doctor, have your Prakruti understood, and then you go ahead and take this go. In fact, recently I have released a video also. I was very disturbed because a lot of my patients, they were having this problem of acidity and skin rashes because they had introduced this haldi and adrak a lot in their diet, and some of them they were having pitta constitutions, so they immediately started having these conditions of headache and migraines that time. So I've
Right.
released a video on that.
People are hearing videos and listening to what is being said for the entire population in common, but not
Yes,
realizing how important it is to understand your own self, your
yes,
nature, your, I think,
exactly.
prakriti. For the ones who don't know what prakriti means, it
Yeah.
means your subjective combination of your biological
It's your biological constitution which you're born with. Then there is, yeah, then there is something called vikruti, which is your existing biorhythm. Because prakriti, not necessary, if you're born with certain prakriti you can maintain that. There are various factors, of course, comes into picture which can alter prakriti, but in many people prakriti can be the same. So if you understand your prakriti, what you are, what you're made up of, what are the doshas that is impacting your mind and body, what are the thoughts and emotions, then you will automatically understand. And of course, I always tell this to my patients also, that you are your own doctor. See, we have human instinct. We are intelligent species, and we know that if I eat this I may get acidity, if I eat this I may get constipated. You understand, if you eat this you get you get headaches. So understand, it is all about going inside and understanding yourself. This is where Ayurveda comes in picture.
Right. I think for me, right now, I could experience that at home because green grapes are available in the market. I got it home, and I have a 93-year-old grandmother who lives with me, and she said, I will not have it because I immediately will start sneezing with grapes. And then
Yes,
there was another person in the house who said, but I'm absolutely fine. I can have an
fine.
entire bowl.
Yeah.
So I guess it's important everybody's combination of food and their
There is nothing
constitution.
called one fit for all. There is nothing called one fit for all. So whatever information you get on social media, you always think, and with you see, you definitely listen to the information. There is no harm in that. But see whether it is applicable to your system, to your constitution. That is important.
And also a little trial and error to observe. Even if you're trying something, to be patient, to see the effect of it on your body. Sometimes for the ones who cannot reach out to a professional for subjective one-to-one session or help, at least wait and see and experience how it's making you feel.
Yes.
Instead of going on like a
Younger generation do not have that patience, Lovely. That's a big challenge that they
right.
lack that patience.
And it's so
They
sad. Probably heard first thing on waking up, you have to drink a particular liquid. It's a miracle drink, and everybody suddenly starts having it, not realizing it's not for everybody. So
yeah.
what you rightly pointed out, that it's not one size fits all. Also, doctor, the issue of constipation, which is really big in this lockdown, people are not really moving that much. Working from home has become a part of everybody's life, and this is how it's going to be from now onwards. Majority of the offices are, telling workers it's okay, stay home. There is more stress for some because they are saying that going to office at least give us some time to be with ourselves, doing our thing for that 1 hour going, 1 hour coming. Now it's complete lockdown, and at home there's probably more work than ever. What would you suggest for?
See, if you're asking me about constipation, I will tell you a very, very simple thing. Start consuming black raisins.
Black raisins?
Black raisins are rich in fiber, and usually I have noticed that it suits everybody, even right from small children to elderly people, senior citizen working from office. Now, how much you should eat? That question can also come. Ayurveda says that your own mutti, your own fistful, is your own dose. Like if suppose you want to give it to a 5-year-old child, you see the raisins that can be that he can take it in his fist. That is the dose for 5 years. If for 90-year-old, again, you eat. So preferably what you can do is, these days those seedless raisins are also available. You can
Yes.
soak it in the water previous night, and then next day you can chew it. Of course, and of course, everybody knows that you have to introduce vegetables, cooked vegetables. Don't eat anything raw. One bowl of cooked vegetables in both the meals, lunch and dinner, is important. Having 1 or 2 fruits in a day, whichever suits you, whichever that you're compatible with. Because some people, they're allergic to banana also. They have banana and they get cold, as you rightly said, that some people, they get cold after eating grapes also. So having fruits. Again, now water. Many people think, because there are a lot of information given out that drink as much as water. No, if you're kapha constitution, then don't drink too much of water, because then you will be overhydrating yourself, which can further slow down your digestion. So drink whenever you're hungry, the drink whenever you're thirsty. I'm sorry. The most important thing is don't drink water immediately after food.
Okay.
Because that can make your digestive fire go very, very slow, and that can dilute the acids in the stomach. So wait for 30 minutes, and then you can drink water after your lunch and dinner. And the
So
last and the most
a
important
tip
thing
for
is,
all people: don't have a glass always next to your serving plate. Keep the glass away, so because automatically it's just in the mind. You are so trained to
yes,
have some
yes,
water in your dish and your
yeah,
bowl, and you
yes.
tend to fill it and then make sure that you have that glass. So like you
Yeah,
mentioned,
but then
every
unfortunately, what people have started doing, that since water is not there, they are introducing colas and cold drink and juices and buttermilk along with food, which is in fact further further damaging for your digestion. So please don't
so
do
not
that.
even
Only liquid. No,
not
not
even
even buttermilk, because buttermilk is cooling. You can drink buttermilk, say around 100 ml at the end of your meal, but not along with your meal.
okay.
That is
Okay,
also
sure.
preferably if you can wait for 10-15 minutes after your lunch. Don't take buttermilk after your dinner. But yes, after your lunch, you can drink, say, around 100 ml of thin buttermilk, not lassi.
Very important. Not see for everybody who's
Not
listening.
lassi, thin buttermilk.
Right,
There's huge
right.
difference between lassi and buttermilk.
Doctor, also, I think it's important that when people are making these changes, for them to be aware and know how is it to live, a holistic Ayurvedic life. What is it that they should follow? follow to make sure that they are not there is no combination of different sciences, to try to live up to just one. Because let's say one science says but is not good and water is not good, there'll be another one who will say no, you should drink because it will aid in digestion. So there's a lot of confusion in the crowd. There are too many questions and not the right source to answer these. So can you help them, know better of what works best in terms of the Ayurvedic science?
Okay, so as I have mentioned before, I always tell everybody that you are your own doctor. Now, what do you mean? What do you mean? It is another way of putting in a way of start living holistically. Now, what do you mean by living holistically? See, we have three aspects of our entire being. That is, first is our body, second is our mind, and third is our soul. So when you tell somebody that you have to live holistically, it means that you are supposed to take care of your entire being. Your body, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, that is your thoughts and emotions, and taking care of soul. So it's about spiritual living. So it is also about taking responsibility. And this is where precisely Ayurveda comes in picture. Because in Ayurveda, there are certain remedies, there are certain rules which are mentioned. So, which these rules, if you follow, it can straight away bring harmony in your being, and you can strike a balance between body and mind. Once that balance is achieved, then you can live however you want, and then you will never fall sick. You will be healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically. Now, if you again see what Ayurveda is, I have mentioned before, it is coming from Veda, and Ayurveda clearly says that you are actually divine being living in human form. So what do you mean by that? It is igniting your consciousness, living with consciousness, not only about you but also about your immediate environment. So you make sure that you don't hurt anybody, don't bring in unnecessary emotions like jealousy, anger. Taking care of your body. Now, taking care of your body, simple trick: follow nature's law. That is thumb rule. If you follow nature's law, I have mentioned this before also in various my speeches. If you follow nature's law, nature will bless you, because you are not different from nature. You are actually a part of that nature. When you
Right.
follow nature's law, what do you mean by that? Following nature's law: when sun is setting, have your meal, because our metabolic fire and sun in the universe are the same. Ayurveda always say yat pinde tat brahmande, means pinda means body and brahmanda means universe. Whatever is there in the universe is inside you. So
Right.
if you understand your body with nature, so what is happening in nature, you act accordingly. When nature is sleeping, when there is sunset, your body is actually going slow, your metabolic fire is going slow. So you should be having your last meal of the day and you should be sleeping early. But what we are doing, when I ask my patients, doctor, we sleep for 8 hours. Okay, fine, fantastic. What time you sleep? We sleep at 1 o'clock and we wake up at 9 o'clock. Hello, it's not going to work that way.
Right. I think there are also so many people out there who sometimes have snacks at 7. So the time which is actually for dinner, they're having snacks. The
Yes.
time they should, they are still
Yes.
having their dinner, which
Yeah.
is why one
When
o'clock.
you and see, if you have your snack at 7 o'clock, you're not going to get hungry. Then straight away you will feel hungry by 9:30, 10, and then that food is not going to get digested. Any food that you eat after 8 o'clock doesn't get digested easily. Then slowly, the acidity and the bloating and the constipation and of course the deeper problem starts. So
Good surface.
that is why Ayurveda comes in picture in giving you a holistic approach, where how you can control your thoughts and emotion, how you can take responsibility of your body by following nature's law, how you can do spiritual practices like through mantras. I mean, there are various means mentioned in classical text. Consuming right food combination. I mean, there are so many. Chai and khakra, it's so common. Chai and namkeen is so common. Now you tell me you eat salt with milk, what's going to happen? You can just try it at home. Ayurveda is so simple. You add a pinch of salt and milk or in tea. Your chai fat jayega, doodh fat jayegi. You're doing the same thing in your system. You're bound to
Right.
get acidity over the period of time. And then, another mistake people make, they keep popping up those over the counter pills for acidity and for constipation. Then they suffer in their olden age. That's a problem.
Also, a lot of people have this habit of taking laxatives every day. They would very easily have some faki, or there are medicines like Delcolex, or any of these laxatives that their body gets used to. And
Yeah, exactly. Labdi, I have observed in my clinical practice, constipation is basically related to anxiety. So what I do if a patient is coming with a complaint of constipation, I give them a small course of Basti. There is a very powerful treatment called Yoga Basti in Ayurveda, which requires introducing medicated oils and decoction through anal route, which straight away detoxify and strengthen our digestive system, strengthen our large intestine. Now, even the new this new research is saying that your intestines are actually are your second brain. So when we
right,
do this basti, I also combine treatment called Shirodhara. Shirodhara is continuous pouring of medicated oil on your forehead. That reduces anxiety drastically. What
and for
happens?
the ones who are watching, I myself have personally experienced it, and Shirodhara has worked wonders. For us taking back-to-back sessions for mental health professionals. Also, sometimes it's important that we, take time off and do something that relaxes and calms us. And Shirodhara is something I vouch completely for.
Yes, it's a wonderful treatment, very very popular. In fact, I have some patients coming only for Shirodhara. In Japan, one scientist have done a proper research, and he has proven that if you take Shirodhara sessions, say for 6 or 7 days, it calms down your nervous system, takes out all the agitation, and it actually start reviving your nerves.
Right.
It's a wonderful therapy. See what happens when you keep taking those pills for constipation. Uh, at old age, where your muscles are naturally becoming weak, your body starts losing control over passing stool. Like you must have seen in older people or in geriatric cases, where
Yeah.
people lose control on passing stool, which is very very dangerous. This happens because of taking continuous this faki and this over the counter products, and
Right.
they just can't live without those products. It's very dangerous. So I would request everybody, whoever is listening, please don't keep taking those laxatives unless and until you have serious issues.
Right, absolutely. I think it's very important that you pointed that this is a way of your body functioning unless it's not required. Don't stuff it with external, products. Whether it says it's herbal, it says it's, not with, has no side effects. But it's important that you cure your body. That is one of the most important things. Also, doctor,
Yes.
it's very interesting that you have learned the art of Nari Pariksha. It's so interesting to know that there is something called as pulse diagnosis. Can you please elaborate a little on that and tell us what really is the science?
Okay. See, Nadi Pariksha is, we have this pulse, going on here. So I was getting some call. So pulse diagnosis happens from there. Nadi Pariksha is basically a diagnostic tool which is used by Vaidyas, called Vaidyas means Ayurvedic doctor. But I'm specially trained in Ravana Nadi, which I have trained, as I have mentioned before. I have done through Gurukulam system, and which goes in depth into various parameters like reading person's vibratory frequency of body, mind, and soul. And these frequencies are expressed through doshas, and various organs, tissues, and chakras. So apart from this, I'm also trained in reading auras, mantras, chakra cleansing. All those also, they are part of nadi training. So what happens in this diagnostic method? There are two aspects who are read very very carefully. One is physiological aspect and one is psychological aspect. So on physiological level, we read the efficiency of 12 health organs and various tissues. Like Ayurveda believes there are 7 tissues which are known as dhatu in our body, like your plasma, your blood, your muscle, fat, bones, and your reproductive organs, and also various metabolic activities. On psychological level, we are reading the effects of changing thoughts and emotions. I will again write to speak this, that thoughts and emotions, they have deeper impact on, especially on our soft organs. So on psychological level, these energies are read. Also the health of chakras are read, and their subtle causative effect. And finally, prakriti, that your constitution is read, and vikruti, that is your original biorhythm, that is your current constitution, is read. So this is perfect. Nadi pariksha diagnosis cannot go wrong. I have done more than 1,000 nadi pariksha so far in my 4.5 years of practice, and I challenge my patients not to bring any pathological reports. In fact, they are not supposed to tell me what they are going through before they come, unless and until there is any anatomical abnormality. Then only I request them to get some scanning. Otherwise, I tell them not to bring any pathological reports. It's so interesting.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for having shared this.
Most
Uh,
welcome.
I'm sure nobody out there has heard of so casually. Nadi Pariksha is definitely something very different and interesting. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming
Most
here and
welcome.
this live session. It was a
Most
pleasure
welcome.
having.
It's
Also
my
for
pleasure.
all the viewers who have joined us late, I am Labdi Shah, a counseling psychologist at Mindroot. We were talking to Dr. Nair, who is an Ayurvedic practitioner, about details and understanding about the science. For all of you out there, you have any questions, you can reach out to either of us, and we will make sure that we have your questions answered.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you so
much, Rabbi.
Thank you for coming, Doctor. And I'm looking
My
forward
pleasure.
to hearing a feedback and getting back to you.
Please, please do. Please do.
Thank
Welcome. Bye.